Joining me now is Houston Oilers Hall of Famer ELVIN BETHEA, and we're out at Matt Musil's charity golf tournament. And one of the things the golf tournament benefits is Bum Phillips charities. What's it mean to be out here to benefit one of the charities Bum loves so much?
Oh, one of my greatest coach that I had to play with during those years. And as I was telling Debbie this morning, that when they said Bum Phillips and Matt Musil was all in the same voice, I said, hey, I have to be there. But Bum Phillips tournament, he meant a lot to me. He meant a lot to all the guys that turned out to be, well, from a Hall of Famer to just a regular guy. He was more of a father figure to everyone, and also he was a real coach, player's coach, let's put it like that, where he understood a lot of how we were, and everybody played for him because they loved the way he handled the players. The older guys, he took care of us, and just to make sure, just get in shape, you know what you're doing. That was the fun of playing for Bum, and everybody's going to miss him, but that's part of life.
What do you remember about first meeting him and the first couple of training camps with the Oilers and him and the atmosphere that was out there?
I'm glad you asked that question. Guy, when he first came in with his boots on and the cowboy boots, see, Bum was my line coach with Sid Gilman, and I'd already gone through 4 coaches, I think, and Bum and Sid came together, and here he is with his cowboy boots on, and I'm wondering, what the hell have we gotten in there? We already had bad teams at that time, but I said, who is this guy, cowboy with his dipping snuff and all this? I said, we're in for a rude awakening here. But everything worked out, when he became the head coach in 70, I think it was 75. He took care of us, the older guys, Curly, myself. And it was fun. It was great because you didn't know what he was going to come up with. It was going to be something corny, but it all worked.
You mentioned Curly. Curly just got into the Hall of Fame. What did it mean to see him get in there?
I was very happy, and now we're still waiting for one more piece to this puzzle, which is Robert Brazile. And Robert, he and I played side by side, and I always thought that he was the Lawrence Taylor before Lawrence Taylor. Even Lawrence Taylor admitted that to someone, that Robert Brazile was a stud. He was a stud. But this year, where we've been talking among ourselves, is we have to get Robert in. He's the last key to that puzzle with the Oilers, and since we're everybody, there's no Oilers, but there's the Texans and Titans, and I don't really follow. But Brazile, I'm hoping this is the year. So I'm getting with John McClain, and we have our yearly discussion just like we did with Curly. And I told him, I said, Curly should be in there, and about 2 years later, he's there. So I'm hoping Brazile gets in this within the next 2 years.
I was lucky enough to talk to Robert just a few weeks ago, and we talked about the parade, not the parade, but the pep rally at the Dome and everything. And I love asking all of you guys about that, because it's coming up on, we're at 35 years since sort of the end of that era. What do you remember about the drive to the Dome and the pep rally?
Hey, that was one outstanding, unbelievable. There's no words that could express that feeling that we had coming back after losing to Pittsburgh, coming back not knowing that they told us to leave our cars at the airport. They were going to take us on bus. We had no idea. And when we came into the Dome, even before we got to the Dome, people that were at the airport, the lines were long, horns were blowing, lights were flashing. And when we got to the Dome, they took us to the Dome, and I could not believe when they opened it, let us out. And here's 60,000 people standing up at the rafters, and many people said, what's the greatest time you ever had, or greatest thrill? I said, the 1978 and 79 years we came. Best year I ever had. I still remember that. That's the best thing that ever happened to me. I had the Hall of Fame and all that, but just to seeing the people there, you're talking about 60,000 plus people, and you're a losing team. You lost the game. Just think what would have happened if we'd won the game. And as one of the pilots said, we wouldn't have been able to land the plane in Houston. It was the greatest thrill of my life, best ever. And I don't think we'll ever see that again, though. I don't think so. It depends on what this new team does, the Texans. But those were years that are cherished, that you'll never forget. You can't erase them. And even today, I see people that were there, and grandmothers, and of young guys, the people that I meet, and they said they want to know about the old Oilers, and said he had to been there.
Yeah, I think it was Steve Sable. He said it was like most great events, those who were there will never forget, and those who weren't will never quite understand. And I also want to ask you about a guy that I think you might be a little bit familiar with, defensive ends in the NFL, and the Texans have a guy named J.J. Watt. What do you think when you watch this guy play?
Oh, he's doing what I used to do, and he does it well. And there's some things that I said, damn, if I were just his size, about 6'5", 6'6", just think what I could be. Instead of the Hall of Fame, I had it on my back twice, Hall of Famer. But looking at JJ, he's got everything going for me. Just as long as he doesn't get hurt, which in this game, it'll happen. But the way he's playing, it's the only way you play it, wide open. That's the only way you enjoy the game. Go out there and show what your skills are and how good you are and challenge. I mean, his motor doesn't cut off. And that's the way I used to play. Even in practice, they say, slow down. No, we can't slow down, but my accelerator is broke. But that's the way he's playing, and that's the only way you play the game. And, he does things that many people, he plays both sides that I didn't. It depends on his defensive scheme, but he's exciting to see.
Where does he rank among the guys that you've seen over the years? I mean, you've seen Reggie White and Deacon Jones and all these guys.
Well, he's got a way to go when he gets with Reggie White and Deacon Jones.
Yeah.
I'll be honestly, I've seen Deacon and God when we used to have the old head slap and all the other things that we used back then. But he's up there. But the Deacon and Reggie, you couldn't get any better than that. And I tried to idolize all the things that he did, and I wanted to make him to the way I played. And I said, Deacon Jones, that's it. And you'd have to meet him. You'd have to meet him. He was the greatest. I didn't have the chance or time ever to meet White, but the Deacon was a different person. He was a different person. You would have enjoyed him, but on the field and off the field.
I know we're out on the golf course, and I want to let you get back to the golf course, but just want to say for all the guys that remember the time and remember the Love You Blue, thank you so much for the memories that you guys brought, and it was such a pleasure to watch you guys, and as a kid, I think it made me love sports a lot more, and so I thank you for that. Thanks a bunch, and thanks for joining us.
Yeah, I thank you, and I always tell people, I said, without the fans behind us, we were just out there, but I always have to thank the fans and the people that followed us and believed in us and got excited about all that we did. But it was the fans that kept us going, kept us motivated each game. I got to say that.
Oilers Hall of Famer ELVIN Bethea, thanks so much.
Houston Oilers #1, 'cause we're the Houston